Hey there folks, great to see you again. A little bit different five-step drop as we've normally seen before. I'm not necessarily asking questions, but I'm going out and seeing the pulse of Husker Nation as it is. Right now, obviously the hot topic is who's going to coach the Huskers, Husker football specifically, in 2015 after Bo Pelini's firing. But rather than talk about who will coach, I'm going to talk to you today about who shouldn't coach. These are the people where on Twitter, if somebody would throw out a name, people say, no, thank you. So I'm going to give you the top 5 people that, if introduced by Sean Eichhorst, a collective groan would go out across Husker Nation, and maybe some people would be wondering why Bo Pelini was fired in the first place. But I guess for a change of scenery, maybe. That being said, let's see who the top 5 no hires are. Alright, now I want to preface this stuff with saying that this is in no necessary order, not 5 to 1 or anything. These are just the 5 worst possible hires that you can try out for $3, $4, $5 million. First is Greg Schiano. Spent plenty of time at Rutgers, had one good season in 2006, ended the year at number 12, I believe. Then the PR and just basically Greg and his relationship with the fans got worse and worse and worse. And we're not talking a segment of the fan base, we're talking the whole enchilada here. Then went on to coach the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for some odd reason. After 2 seasons there, the Buccaneer fans got rid of him. So basically he's been in limbo. He's been taking some time off to regenerate, so to speak. And if there's any Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans out there, even some Rutgers Scarlet Knight fans out there, please do chime in below and tell me just what you think of Greg Schiano. Next up is Craig Bohl, and I realize that may upset some people, however, hear me out. You can't argue that what he did at North Dakota State was anything short of amazing. He turned that school into the Alabama of FCS. He became the Nick Saban of FCS. Crying out loud, when you can do so well that you bring ESPN Game Day to Fargo, North Dakota, you've done well. And honestly, I think if he would have remained at North Dakota State, they would have been challenging for what? Their 4th national championship? That being said, moved on to Wyoming, hasn't had the best season. People are interested in bringing him back because he has been a part of the Nebraska staff. However, I will step in and say that is not a reason to bring a guy back. He does not have anywhere near enough either success or time put in at the FBS level, let alone the Power 5 level, to step into Nebraska and be paid so heavily. He might down the line, absolutely, but right now for what Nebraska needs, he is not the guy. Number 3, Tom Herman. Tom's actually the Ohio State quarterbacks coach and offensive coordinator. He has an interesting backstory. He actually was at Rice University and had a fantastic offense there. He then moved on to Iowa State and basically re-energized the Cyclones offense. Then Urban Meyer, once going on to Columbus, picked him up. Now, that's pretty high praise in and of itself when Urban Meyer wants you to coach his offense. And he's done a heck of a job, Tom that is, in terms of getting this offense going, because, I mean, we've seen what the Buckeyes can do. And speaking of quarterbacks, that depth chart is fantastic. We've seen that in recent weeks with the injuries and whatnot. It's like, regardless of who's out there, it seems like they can move that Buckeyes offense effectively and score points. I honestly think the Buckeyes are going to take the whole Big Ten and possibly get in the playoff if, things go right. Be cool. To see Ohio State play Alabama or somebody like that, well, at least the Big Ten could say they got somebody in the playoff. But the point is, Tom's a cool offensive assistant. I think he's very good there. I think he's a very he's a guy that deserves what he gets. He earns his keep. But as far as a head coach, no, not at Nebraska anyway. Number 4, Lane Kiffin, currently the offensive coordinator at Alabama. Do I really have to expound on this? And finally, Mark Richt. this is actually a name that's come out quite a bit when people have said, you know, maybe if Bo ever left, Mark would be a guy to come in. Well, here we are. Fact of the matter is, when people talk about Mark, the first thing I hear is, oh, he's number one, born in Omaha, so hey, he's got that going for him. Number two, has family in Omaha and Nebraska. Well, that's great, but that's not exactly what you put on your resume for a Nebraska coaching job. Well, maybe it is for some people. But the point is, he's done pretty well in Georgia. I mean, after all, the guy has won 2 SEC championships, and that's nothing to sneeze at. He has won SEC Coach of the Year awards, but as of late, the past 2 seasons, just is underachieved, and that's kind of how he's been perceived in the SEC for a little while now. Yes, he has come out a couple seasons ago and had very good seasons, but at the same time, even in an expanded SEC, just not seeing what you would expect from Mark Richt. Now, that being said, I don't know exactly how long he's going to stick around in Georgia. He said that he's happy there, so maybe he will get to that promised land. He's gotten closer than Bo Pelini, of course, so, you know, if he was hired, I mean, I guess you could make that argument, but he's still just not the right fit. I mean, again, you could come in and say, oh, he's from Omaha, but that doesn't really make as much sense as, for example, Scott Frost. And again, I've had my doubts about whether or not Scott would be just right, considering he'd be coming into his first head coaching situation. But Mark, he's closer, but just still not the guy Nebraska wants and or needs. So, those are my 5 worst potential hires, especially when talking about $3, $4, $5 million being placed in their laps. Completely underwhelming hires, if in fact they did go through. So, do you agree? If so, add your thoughts in the comments. Is there somebody that I forgot? If so, add your thoughts in the comments. Of course, be sure to subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, like the Facebook page, check out 8laces.com, all that good stuff. And in the meantime, take care, stay safe.